What's good, gamers? Blowf941 here, talking about a non-Destiny topic today. Before we get too deep into the video, if y'all could click like and hit subscribe as well, that'd be really cool. I put out 2 videos a week, Tuesdays and Fridays at noon Eastern Time, and I really appreciate if y'all would stick around, so thank you very much. So there were 2 significant gaming things, I want to say releases, but one of them isn't a full release, whatever. 2 significant gaming things that happened this weekend. Marvel Rivals came out, and Path of Exile 2 went into early access. Since I'm a hack fraud, I'm going to talk about both of them. Marvel Rivals gets to go first because 1, you should always eat your veggies before dessert, and B, I can crank out a video about Rivals in less than a few days. The things that I want to talk about with Path of Exile are going to take a little bit longer to do so, just because that game is so complex, even in the opening 5 hours. So, also, PoE is much less stable and harder to record, so we work with what we got, you know? Anyway, Marvel Rivals. I hate doing this, and I want gamers to play more video games, but it is the easiest shorthand way to describe it. It is third-person Marvel Overwatch. Bruce Banner is Diva, Hawkeye is Hanzo, Widow is Widow, Spider-Man is Genji. Plus the objectives are, you know, capture point, push payload, fight over King of the Hill, right? Like, it's third-person Marvel Overwatch. I don't really know the story, and for now I don't really care. As some of you may know, I read comic books, but I'm more of a DC reader than Marvel. Venom being the one Marvel caveat, because I fucking love anything to do with the Clintar, and I fell in love with Agent Venom, despite everybody telling me that Flash Thompson was the worst to wear the symbiote. But yeah, I don't particularly care about what the story is. Seeing these characters exist and banter with each other is all I need to know for now, and I will just Soyjack it. Oh, it's the guy I know! Oh, he's talking to the other guy I know! Oh my god, what is this? Like, that's cool. But as it is a team-based hero shooter? Brawler? I don't know. It has some serious annoyances that are just a guaranteed part of the genre, right? Like, one player having a bad time on either team can ruin the experience for the other 11 people in the match. And balance problems are already rearing their head. Readability is a fucking joke, right? Like, I don't mean to start off bashing it, but that's just how it is. There's a large amount of potential here than usual, though. Like, look at the cool character combo ability thing. Like, fastball special being something I can experience for myself is fucking hilarious. The art style rocks, and all of the character designs are really sick. The edges also feel a little more rough than Overwatch's art direction do, and that is a good thing. Despite my name, Blizzard polish and art direction has been something that keeps putting me off their games. Like, I don't really care about any of the new characters that they add to Overwatch. They all look the same. Now, they're all diverse, and, you know, that's whatever, but they all look the same. I'm stealing this from somebody more intelligent than me, but they look like they've been carved from the same piece of marble masterfully, and it's all soft and perfect, but they feel extremely manufactured. Now, granted, like, comic book characters are literally that at times, but I think that they did a good job of making them feel a little bit rugged, if that makes sense. And if they're not rugged, they're intentionally not rugged. I don't know, it's a weird point I'm making, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it in the video, but I hope what I'm trying to say is coming across here. The destructible environment and the weird regrowing effects are so fucking cool, but that might be more of a gimmick in the long run. That's something super impactful, since it's limited in what can actually be broken, so, There's a lot of pizzazz, a lot of flash to literally everything. Even the lamest of games end with an epic fucking animation of some kind, and it feels a little desperate. Like, it's pushing you towards feeling like what you're doing is cooler than it might have actually been in an attempt to make your memory of the event more positive to generate an increased positive feedback loop. Now, that is something that all video games do. Feedback is very important, especially like positive and negative feedback is extremely important in video games. Absolutely. But there are times where we ended the game because somebody on the enemy team was feeding, so all of his teammates left, and then we get this flashy, like, oh, the spider thing is shooting a laser into the sky, and Venom has awakened Null. Oh my god! And, like, who cares? We just sat around staring at each other, my thumb up my ass. Like, who cares? Now, those are outliers, obviously, in a real game that's back and forth. You might actually feel that, but it seems a little forced. And speaking of forcing things, no matter what happens, it is still not fun getting press Q'd on, and no amount of Q pressing back balances that feeling out. Like, good, you farmed your ultimate, and then you pressed Q and I died. Sick. Why can't the ultimates be setups for cool plays to happen and not the playmaker itself? Why do all the fucking DPS ults have to be like this? I don't care. I don't feel good. Like, Jeff the Shark farmed ult, and then he walked up and vored my entire team and threw us off the map. Awesome. That I feel like I got outplayed there for sure. What? Oh, Star-Lord's yelling about being stylish or some shit. I don't fucking know. Awesome. Now he's in the sky aimbotting to me. Sick. Like, I put my time in on Overwatch and Paladins already, and I know which one I prefer. I prefer Paladins, even though later Paladins champ design kind of had the Overwatch problem where ultimates were game enders. They weren't set up for cool things to happen. They weren't potential. They were just game fucking enders. You win the fight now. Awesome. I don't like wait for ult charge and then throw ults at each other. Oh, and I especially don't like hero switching. Wow, that's... It's still ass, and it hamstrings everything. Like, getting beat by a character pick is extremely unfun when you can just swap your character. You end up stuck in an endless cycle of swapping to beat the character puzzle and not the players you're actually fighting. And like, yeah, you need hero swapping because some character kits are hard countered by other characters. Venom is not going to kill a Storm, because Storm is all the way up there, and Venom needs to be kind of close. And the only way he's going to get kind of close is if he leaps up to her, but then he has to time his shit to hit her, and then she just flies back up. He's not going to beat an Iron Man either. Like, you need hero swapping because certain character kits invalidate other characters. I think that limiting how much of the rock, paper, scissors, shotgun, brick is like, I think that's a good thing. I think there should be some limitations on that. Now, like, it's game dev, it's hard. I'm not saying they didn't, you know, put thought into this, and if they wanted hero switching, it's whatever, but I just know that personally, I do not like it when I can just swap a character, and then I win the fight. I don't like rock, paper, scissors being my gameplay loop. I like beating a player, and if I like being able to adapt my ability to play the game or my playstyle in order to counter whatever a character is doing, and if I get hard-bodied by a counter pick, that's my fucking fault for thinking, okay, like, I picked this, and they can now pick that and shit on me because of it. I went off for 20 minutes about hero swapping and picks and bans in video games, so I'm not going to put all this in the video, but just, I hate hero swapping because I think it I do not like the way hero swapping feels as a gameplay mechanic. I do want to give credit. Some of these kits are actually really fun to execute. I thoroughly enjoyed my time as Luna Snow, Mantis, and Venom. Yuri voicing Spider-Man is fucking hilarious, especially with this kit. It's a fantastic decision, too, because the most recent Spider-Man video games had Yuri, and they had him play in a similar way with the juggling and the shooting the webbing and all that shit. Like, that is a fucking sick decision. That is so smart. Good shit. But then there are some exceptionally boring ones, like Hawkeye, Iron Man, and Loki. They made Torbjorn, but his turrets have extra effects, and there's more of them, and they look like Torbjorn. Awesome. Great. I don't care that he's voiced by Troy Baker. He's fucking annoying. That's personal preference, though, and I don't want to get into character specifics or I'll be here all fucking week, even though I kind of did already there for a little bit, but whatever. Look, all of this to say that, like, I don't know. There's something here. Well, I walked into this not wanting to enjoy my time with this game, and then before everybody else got on to play with me so I could make content, I was sitting in the shooting range looking at character kits, and I'm seeing, like, oh, there's potential here. There's something here, like, to these kits. There's something to these interactions. These, you know, team-up abilities that these characters get, or these extra passive effects that come in line with it, right? Like, those are fucking cool. Then I went to go play the game, and I just had the same exact experience I did with Overwatch, and it made me want to stop playing. I don't know, the IP's cool and all, and I can't wait for the porn, but it's just not going to be a game that I get incredibly excited about. I might play a match or two with the homies because they want to play a group PvP game that isn't COD, but that's probably it. Now, if I'm wrong, but that's great, but I don't see myself sticking to this just because I know what happens in hero shooters. I know what happens in team-based video games. I play MOBAs. Now, granted, these matches are like 5 minutes, so I'm not stuck in there with them forever, but if a match goes on for too long and then I'm getting, you know, incredibly frustrated, I don't want to fucking leave because that hurts other people's experience, but I don't want to play anymore. And I stopped playing. If you're somehow still into Overwatch, and you'd rather the camera be in third person, and you also happen to enjoy the Marvel IP, give it a look. It's free. It's free. It's fucking free. Otherwise, it's a hard pass for me. But who knows? Maybe I'll, you know, change my tune and I'll get addicted to it or something, because something funny will happen. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me today. Have you all taken a look at Marvel Rivals at all? I would love to hear what y'all are thinking about in those comments down below. Keep an eye out for the next video. I'm going to be talking about Path of Exile 2 by next Tuesday at the latest, so I'd appreciate it. Go and stick around for that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.
The moon haunts you.